They then drove to Blue Point, New York for an event with Petito's family and left New York on July 2nd with the intention of driving west to visit state and national parks. Petito and Laundrie traveled through Kansas, Colorado, and into Utah. Gabby documented the trip on Instagram along the way, sharing photos of herself and Laundrie using hashtags like van life and expedition happiness. In mid-August, police in Moab, Utah responded to a 911 call involving a domestic dispute between the couple.
What's your guys' names? Gabby, Brian? Okay.
Police shared their body camera footage of the interaction. Officers reported that the couple admitted to arguing that Petito had slapped Laundrie, but denied that Laundrie hit her.
Take a seat right over here on the curb for me.
They concluded that insufficient evidence existed to justify criminal charges. 7 days later, Petito and Laundrie posted a video documenting their trip on YouTube.
Gabby Petito never goes outside. All the chocolate melted.
The following week, Petito's family spoke to Gabby for the final time.
She sounded good and excited to continue her trip and excited to start her YouTube channel.
And on that same day, a collage of photos was posted to her Instagram account. Those would be the last documented photos of the 22-year-old. On August 27th, 2 witnesses saw Petito and Laundrie arguing at a restaurant in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
His demeanor, the way he was acting, he freaked me out.
On that same day, Gabby's mother, Nicole, said she received an odd text in which Gabby was referring to her grandfather by his first name. 2 days later, Miranda Baker shared on TikTok that she and her boyfriend gave Laundrie a ride.
He approached us asking us for a ride because he needed to go to Jackson, which we were going to Jackson that night.
Northport police later said that Baker's timeline was, quote, plausible. On September 1st, Laundrie returned to Florida in the couple's van by himself. 10 days later, Petito's family filed a missing persons report, stating that Petito had stopped communicating with her friends and family and that she was believed to be near Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. In the week after the report was filed, police named Laundrie as a person of interest in the case.
We're hopeful to talk to him. He needs to talk to us.
He later was reported missing by his family, and police began the search for Laundrie in the nearby Carlton Reserve, a 25,000-acre nature preserve. On September 19th, authorities recovered a body in Bridger Teton National Forest, consistent with the description of Gabby Petito. The following day, police and FBI raided the Laundrie family home while the search for Brian continued. The Teton County Coroner's Office later confirmed that the recovered body was Gabby Petito, and the death was ruled a homicide. The U.S. District Court of Wyoming has now issued an arrest warrant for Laundrie on debit card fraud charges following a federal grand jury indictment.
All right, guys. I appreciate you guys watching that video and tuning in too. So it's just to summarize where we're at. So still like an ongoing search for Brian Laundrie and off the death of Gabby Petito. And he seems to be, in interest of this. According to the autopsy, it was very, very brutal. They said this was mainly how she died was she was strangled to death. And this was, when people get strangled, this is a more personal type of killing. So, yeah, man, seen her last month since Wyoming. And the crazy part is that, they've been joining in with the law enforcement has been joining in with the Brian Laundrie's parents and to search with him. And so, because they may know where he is. And the crazy part is that, right, they went to the Florida Reserve, and I guess it was swampy at the particular time, and therefore they couldn't find any items, and it was very hard to find Laundrie. So I'm not saying they found them, but they say it's possible remains, and I think they're gonna give like a big update. And once that update comes up, I'm gonna go ahead and make a video about it. But they was able to retrieve like a notebook, books, different items, and that was definitely Brian Laundrie. So we don't know. This is my theory on it. We don't know if like, hey, the parents like, okay, we already know he was there the whole time, or we just place these items there so we can still, kind of help him out for him to escape. But if there's remains, there's remains. More likely the person is not there. And my thing is, I keep mentioning Max V because I love his videos. He's not built for prison. He's not built for this life. He's not built for just, even though he say he's like to being outdoors, but you got to be in a different mindset too. And it's different kind of pressure when you're being haunted by law enforcement, right, of a possible killing. And on top of that too, you're just, you're by yourself, and you're not, you're not doing it. You're pretty much out of your comfort zone. You know, you're not doing it to relax. And they said that when his family, before his family filed a missing report, you know, he was living there. He said, hey, you know, before I go on this hike, I'm just gonna go into the reserve and meditate. And ever since then, you know, the family's like been silent for like a couple weeks, Brian Laundrie's parents. And I'm thinking, like, you know, I'm looking at this. It's like, if my son is like, you know, missing and everything, like, I will go in there and search for him. I will work with law enforcement. I'll show some type of emotion. Like, I need to get my son back and he need to turn himself into law enforcement. And I think too, if you go back, you know, when he came back September 1st without her and all that stuff, he probably talked to his family, talked to his sister. You know, sister went for that one day, you know, when they was at the park and everything, man, you know, just chilling and whatever. He said, hey, let's camp for one last time. And son, you're going to be on your own. Just hopefully you don't get caught, but I'm going to do everything I can to fund you. And that's what I'm thinking was going on. But we got to get some type of closure here for this particular case for Gabby Petito, man, because she deserves it. You know, I don't care what race you are. I mean, you know, when innocent is getting killed, it should be no reason for him to do this. Yeah, they probably would have argued it. Even if he did hit her and she hit him and all that stuff, I mean, that's a huge issue that's going on. But I think it was life-threatening to the point that, hey, you know, you got to put your hands on her and kill her like that. So, I mean, it's completely uncalled for, you know, at the end of the day. And what's scary about this case is that, well, this is like, you know, months before, you know, they was finding like hikers getting killed, you know. Now, we have to go back and entertain the lead when it was this hiker, this engineer, I think Dennis Davis, when he found him, well, he said he saw him and interacted with him when he was in a white pickup truck near the Appalachian Trail. So, I mean, I'm just thinking, if this is, and that was like a couple weeks ago. So my thing is, like, did he drive back to the Carlton Reserve? Because there's a white pickup truck. I don't know. I mean, you know, they did had like her white van and stuff like that. So I don't know what's going on, how the transportation thing is going, but if that's his remains, then, like, dang, man, you know, so they might kind of ease a lot of the tension stuff, but we still got to see, like, okay, Gabby Petito, was she killed by Brian Laundrie, you know, but we don't know for certain, though, if this is, but it is kind of interesting, man. It's kind of crazy here, and I know the Gabby Petito family, they really want justice, man. I mean, because this is it's completely out of hand. So, yeah, that's pretty much what the biggest update right now. Police found the remains and items that belong to Laundrie, according to the help of his parents. And yeah, man, you know, it's a really crazy thing. Even it was like dogs on watch right now. They said law enforcement told ABC News remains were found at a Florida environmental park. The source said investigators are working to determine whether the remains are human and whether remains other discovered articles are linked to Laundrie. Very excited about this. FBI said items of interest in connection to the search for Laundrie were found at the Carlton Reserve Wednesday morning, and the evidence response team is processing the scene. We may get some type of news alert probably the next morning, because they still got to do the medical examination to determine if this is Laundrie's human remains. But that's all we have to say. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Please support the channel. I really appreciate you guys, man. More videos coming in soon. I'm out. Deuces.